4 o'clock. You should be on there.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No viewers.
Great.
What's it say on there?
It says live, but 0 viewer. There's no viewers.
Yeah. We have no viewers, so we're gonna wait till we Okay, wait. Let's see us. We're good.
All right.
All
All
right.
right, we're live.
All right, everybody.
Welcome, welcome.
Wow, that's coming in hot.
Yes.
We're coming in hot. All right, everybody. It is 4 o'clock. It is Monday. You are on the Quarantine Network. That means it is time for Paint Party USA live. Thank you for being here. This is my lovely wife, Karissa. I'm Devin. I have some announcements for you, but first, because of the nature of this painting, we're going to let a background dry, so she's going to get started right away with you. And here we go.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we're gonna first start by just painting the light blue background, and then we'll do our talking and hilarious jokes with you. So first, I just wanted you to find a larger brush. I have acrylic paint today, as usual. Paint Party USA kind of gives that away, but we've got white, blue, yellow, red. We might not even use the yellow and red, but it's there for if we need it. So first, what we need to do is mix a nice big pile of light blue. I'm working on a 12 by 12 square canvas. You can do this on a piece of paper. You don't even need a brush. You can just kind of use your finger and finger paint too, whatever you have during these hard times. So I'm gonna start with like 3 big scoops
To finger paint.
to finger painting. 3 big scoops of white, 1 scoop of blue, maybe 1 big scoop of blue. Stir it together and you have a nice light blue. And what I want everyone to do is just cover your canvas from head to toe. Solid paint of this light blue color. So we're getting our background painted in. You can do it really fast. Nice big brush strokes back and forth. If you want to paint the edges of your canvas, this would be your color to do that. You can literally just wrap the paint around on both sides, top and bottom. You always see the sides, so it's important. And the bottom. You always see the bottom of the edge as well. So really just doing this quickly, moving the paint.
What's up, Sierra? What's up, Sarah? Thanks for watching, guys.
Hey guys. Hi Sarah. Hey Sarah. Hope you guys are following along. I know Sarah is. She stopped by. Did not. We're not allowed to be seeing each other. But there might have been a transaction of some supplies.
It was a quarantine type environment, so
Yeah, we were
it was
six.
safe.
We were
It was a
6 feet,
handoff.
6 feet apart. Okay, so I know I'm doing this really quick. We'll give you some catch-up time. Devin's going to start talking here in a minute. One last step after you get this on here, the light blue all the way as solid as you can. You don't want to leave any open white canvas showing. So good enough. The next and last part I'm going to do until we let this dry for a minute, I'm just picking up some straight white on my brush, and I'm just going to add in some streaks of white. I'm going to blend those in a little bit too, but just so it's not a totally flat coat of paint. Just
Mixes
so
it up a little bit.
Yeah, some kind of differentiation.
That's a lovely white streak right there.
Blending
So
it a
natural
little
and
bit.
organic.
All right, I think this looks pretty good. That's going to be our background sky. We're good for now. I'm just going to put that back in the water.
Let that dry.
and-
All right.
Yeah, we can.
Turn it over to me.
Now we can tell
Well, thank
jokes.
you everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate you all for being here. We want to thank the Quarantine Network. They have been so awesome to us. They have been providing some awesome content for everybody to check out. Amazing people doing amazing things. keeping us all sane at this crazy time. So thank you very much to them. We want to thank our official sponsor, Calafino Tequila, a fine product. We have a discount code. The discount code is PPUSA. That is in the description above. They are offering 25% off if you use that discount code, calafino.com. Amazing product. I'm working my way through all of them, and they are delicious, let me tell you. We have a new schedule to announce too. The Quarantine Network is everything's new. We're working this out as we go. We have worked out a new schedule. It's going to be a little bit better for us, better for everybody that's watching. We are still at 4 o'clock, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. I got that right?
That's right.
Okay. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, live on the Quarantine Network. As always, check out our videos on the Quarantine Network or Paint Party USA. We have a page on Facebook and Instagram you can check out so you can see our old videos, see the projects that we've done before. We want to thank you for sending in those amazing pictures. We're trying to figure out a way to share those. If for now, there's some cool stuff in the comment section of Paint Party USA. Some people have been showing their examples that they've been working on. They're really cool stuff. So we appreciate those guys. Thank you very much for sending those in. So
and thanks for following along.
Yeah, a couple more things real quick. On Wednesday's show, we are going to be making a mask, a make your own mask. We specialize in painting, but we're always doing new crafts and new projects. So this is going to be something that ideally you will have a sewing machine for. We know that not everybody has a sewing machine in their house, so there is going to be a way to make it by hand.
Well,
So check out.
I'll be following along with a needle, thread, and some fabric. And you don't even necessarily need fabric from like Joann's or a fabric store. We'll be using things that are around the house that most people have. Hopefully you have a tiny little needle and some thread and you can follow along and we'll be able to do the rest. But otherwise, it's a popular request right now. Everyone needs face masks. You should be wearing them out when you go in public. Not that you're going out in public, but...
Before you hear me out, the CDC is currently evaluating their stance on that. This might be something that's good to have out and have on hand for whatever you might need it for. We don't want to be telling everyone that they should be wearing a mask right now because we don't know that to be 100% true. And it's important that we make sure the information is accurate that we give on the Quarantine Network. So it's good to have a mask if and when you need it. If and when you need it. So we're going to be working on those on Wednesday. We also, I had a note from some other people at the Quarantine Network, and this is kind of important, and I don't want to bum people out. There's a lot of people that are at home right now, and they have been cut off from their social networks. They're isolated. They are feeling very lonely, and we need everyone to make sure you all look out for each other. We need to make sure that if anyone needs help, you reach out for it. Everyone is here for you. This is a crazy time. People are here to help. We want to make sure that you know you are loved, and no one needs to suffer this alone in this day and age. So thank you to the Quarantine Network for reminding us all that this is a human situation, and a human is going to be the solution. We all need to help each other out, be brothers and sisters, and peace and love. So I don't want to get too preachy because we're here to paint, but just one more thing real quick. We appreciate all the viewers internationally, but to Mr. Mortimer Volken from Reykjavik, Iceland, we're not going to tell you our exact location. It gets a little creepy how much you're asking. It's starting to feel...
Is he even a real person?
It's very real. They're contacting me in a different way you don't know about. So the important thing to remember is that we're from the bunker, and we will say that we are in the range for free delivery for Calafino tequila. That's all we're going to tell you. Stop asking. We appreciate the enthusiasm. We appreciate that you watch. So thank you very much. But it's not going to happen as far as telling you where we're at. And a lot of really specific questions that I don't want to get into. But thank you.
Speaking of tequila, I've noticed the añejo is definitely below the other bottles. That's kind of just happened overnight, I'd say. Wouldn't you?
You know, the bunker sometimes maybe evaporates in the bunker a little bit.
Because alcohol evaporates?
It's if you don't drink it right away, it goes bad. I heard. Anyway, let's tune over to Karissa. Yeah. She's going to show you how to finish off this awesome painting.
I'm going to show you. Okay. So I am going to show you how to, if you have paint and it's in a pourable form, you can apply your paint this way. And if you don't have it in a pourable form, you can apply your paint with a brush. If you don't have a brush, you can apply your paint with your finger. Hopefully you have some gloves. They seem like a hot commodity right now. So let me just show you, we're gonna just draw the initial shape of a curve of a wave. And I'm gonna do that with the pourable bottle of paint. But again, you can do this with paint on your brush. So we're gonna just put in a line kind of loosely. So that's like the initial curve of the wave. I'm gonna do another couple of the blue, maybe one more here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna be spreading that out. I'm also next gonna do that same kind of step with some white. I'm gonna keep a couple white streaks in the paint, and the magic really happens when we start mixing these colors on the canvas. So,
As
white.
a lovely viewer just pointed out, if you're doing this at home, you can use a hairdryer to expedite the drying of paint.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
didn't want to do that for this show, as it might be a little loud, but that's absolutely a trick you can use.
That is.
Thank you to Paula for that.
Thank you.
tip.
Thank you, Paula. So another thing about this painting here, the example of the thickness of the paint, it's hard to tell, especially from the bunker and our devices we're using for recording. But the paint is really thick, very textured. That's one reason why we're kind of laying it flat today for the demo. Otherwise, the amount of paint, we're gonna get really thick and goopy, and I didn't want it to run off your canvas, because that's how thick it actually is. It is hard to tell when it's dry, but it was pretty glistening in the sun when we made the example yesterday. Okay, so I do want to add a tiny little streak of yellow and some red in there. This is going to help mix when we start blending. So, and it's going to put some really cool colors and reflection in our water. Okay, so just a little red and a little yellow. You'll add more, you're gonna be adding more paint, but for now, this is where we're gonna start. And I cleaned a brush, or you can do this with your finger again, you don't need a brush. But what I wanna do is I wanna start smoothing in some of this paint, because right now it's just very linear and we wanna make it look more like a painting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean my brush, go in with a dry brush, and I'm gonna start smudging these paints together. And I'm just going back and forth, moving that really cool, thick paint. The water is going to come to the edge.
While she's doing this, I just want to take some time to let you know that there is a link above. If you wanted to tip for what you're seeing, we are super grateful. There is a Venmo. There's a Venmo and a PayPal. We are so grateful. There has been some people that thank you. We don't want to call you out and make you. We know you did it because you love us. So, to the people that have tipped, it really means a lot to us. Thank you so much. And to anyone that's watching, don't feel obligated. Just enjoy the paint lesson, have fun.
Yeah.
If you feel like leaving whatever, awesome. If not,
we're doing
enjoy
this out
it.
of the goodness of our hearts.
Thank you very much. But to those that have, thank you very much.
I am now, you can kind of see, can you see how glistening that is? It's 3D. Glistening means like it's wet and it's very reflective. So hopefully you're seeing that. So I like this. What I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to finger paint. And what I'm going to do is dip my finger into some white. And now I want to put in that top splash of the wave, that really cool foam that happens when the wave is breaking and curling in. So I'm just dabbing on thick amounts of paint with my pointer finger. And I'm trying to do like dot, 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 dab, dab, dab texture to make it look splashy. And you can really, water's flying everywhere. You can throw some little mist streaks here, blend those in.
Seems like you're going pretty hard on some and then lighter.
Yeah,
toward the back, right?
There's some little technique involved, but you can kind of just trial and error stuff too. Whatever you like, whatever looks good. If you don't like it, kind of smudge that off of the canvas and start over.
Does that look good?
Yes. I put some.
I'm just the sound effects.
Well, thanks, Brian.
Yes. Yes.
That's our computer voice, Brian.
Thought it was a good name.
So I'm putting some little wash down here too, some foam, whatever. You can't go wrong putting some in here as well. I also want some more white streaks in the water. And you can just pick this up with your finger and do that. Smudge it. Have fun. It's finger painting. How many times do you get to do that in your day? Probably not a lot. And it's fun and messy. And I'm just going crazy with the texture. Really getting 3D. Making it messy and beautiful.
If you guys are bored at home after this and you want to do a little research, check out the Great Wave off Kanagawa. And once you Google this, you will recognize the image. This is one of the most famous images probably of all time.
Japanese.
And the artist is Hokusai, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing any of that, but you'd recognize it, and it's actually a woodblock print, and it's one of the most famous. It's been kind of
It's the emoji that everyone
used in
has,
a lot of
the
different
Japanese
ways,
way.
and
You
it's
know
very
what it
cool.
is.
So check it out,
Cool.
and maybe that can inspire you a little bit while you're doing this. But that is a classic art piece that everyone should know anyway.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
you know,
That's a good fact
yeah,
right
there
there.
you go. I do more than just make sound effects.
Yeah, right. Oh. That was a good one. Appropriate. So you can keep adding more color in here. That's what I'm doing right now. I made a little teal mixture, which is really pretty in there, that seafoamy teal color. It's getting thick, so you're gonna have to, the thicker the base coat is, the thicker you have to lay in. So you're kind of almost like decorating a cake with all this layer of frosting. Really, I'm kind of laying it in gently and just lightly spreading it around. You don't have to have that much color either if you don't like it. You can play around with the brush if you have one. You can slide some brush strokes through. You just want to make it look like water is moving. So motion, texture, color, everything is going to add light and make this look more realistic for your painting.
Real quick shout out to Chemo, to Brenda,
Yeah,
to Evan,
hi,
and to
guys.
Lauren. And thank you guys for tuning in. We love you all so much. We miss
Yeah.
you. Shoots bra.
Shoot us a video back too so we can see your lovely faces. We miss you too. It's not like we're social houring and happy
Yeah.
houring with anybody these days.
Send us some pictures. Keep us.
We're
Let us
sick
know
of
what you
each
guys
other,
are doing.
you know?
Send us comments. Let us know what you guys. I'll never get sick of you.
JK,
maybe.
LOL, ROFL.
I will never get sick of you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so let us know what you guys have been doing. Let us know how you've been staying sane. We mentioned on the
insane.
last episode, we talked a little bit about Tiger King. I've been doing some podcasts lately. Listen to this new one called, I forget what it's about, but it's about drug smuggling in Vice Magazine. It was pretty interesting. So I don't know, let us know what you guys have been doing.
Yeah.
This situation is moving fast out there, so everyone, we just want to remind you to stay safe. Follow the advice. Don't party. Don't go out. Try to limit your contact with people. We know everyone needs gas and groceries and
Yeah.
stuff, so that is
Hey,
try to be safe when you're
tune
doing
in
that.
for all of
and,
our shows too. So
yeah, we'll be
we'll
here
keep
for
you
you.
home and keep you safe.
We're gonna be here for you. So we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. We mentioned the mask this week. That's the next show on Wednesday. We also have a Friday show. Let us know if there's any projects you guys want to see. Again,
We've got
the
some good
materials.
ideas coming.
The materials that people have are obviously limited. We know that delivery services are working right now, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes they might be slow.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might be in Hawaii and they can't. Michael's doesn't necessarily deliver.
Is there a Michael's in Hawaii?
Let me know, Chemo. Let me know if there's a Michael's out there. But
That's like
we'll work
sincerely
with what you
something I want
got.
to know.
We'll work with what you got. So let us know what materials
Just
you
on
have.
Oahu.
There's a lot of
It's
cool
probably
projects.
only on Oahu.
And if you guys see something that you've always wanted to do, we probably have the stuff here. So we know that you guys might not have
Yeah.
all the stuff. We have the stuff. The bunker is well stocked with art supplies. We don't have any food or water. We got enough art supplies to last us
we got a
for
pickle.
50 years.
We can eat a pickle.
We could, yeah, we got plenty of. Oh, Pickle Rick.
Whoa.
Pickle Rick doesn't. That's
He
disrespectful.
doesn't look like he tastes very good.
He would eat you back.
Okay, so my friends, I am going to do one last step to this painting, and it's going to be something that is a little messy. If you are at home and you have like an old towel or something old that is bigger than your canvas surface or your paper that you're using, spread it out on the floor, lay this thing flat, because we're going to do some splattering, and it tends to go everywhere. So you might want to move your pickle, and your arms. Care about anything on this table, you move it. So I am adding some water to my white paint. The water is important because it's going to help throw the paint when you splatter. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm diluting the white with my brush. If you don't have a brush and you have an old toothbrush that you just remembered, go grab that too, because you could use a toothbrush really well for this. You'll dip it into the paint. What I'm gonna do first is just gonna hold my brush and I'm gonna firmly tap the brush so it starts making splatters. Just remember, we want the force to go down that way, so think about what you're doing. If it's not working right away, you need to get closer to your canvas and you need to use more force. I just flung that in my face. Woo!
You advised us. You know what? You knew what you
Let me
knew
put my
what you were getting
goggles
yourself
down.
into.
All right, sorry, you're right. How dare I? So the water is again helping kind of make it fly more. Make sure
That's a
there's
cool
enough
effect.
paint on your brush, and you can put this splatter everywhere. I mean, it's just gonna add some cool element to your painting, something different, new texture.
And I want to say too, if any of you do shred the gnar on the rag, you might notice this wave is probably not as realistic as you might see on a regular basis. So have some fun with it.
It's an art project. you
Also, if you want to make it realistic, like I'd love to see how it turned out. Please send us
know? Yeah.
send us pictures. We love seeing the stuff you guys have made. It has made us feel like this is all worthwhile.
Yes, and
We
these
love- we
videos,
love
you
the
know,
projects,
they're pausable
so-
and rewatchable. So if you do happen to, you know, order some painting supplies down the road and you do this later and save the video, send it. We always want to hear from you.
We really appreciate everyone reaching out to us. Again, thank you for everyone that tipped. That meant so much. This was awesome project to be a part of. The Quarantine Network is consistently broadcasting quality content on a regular basis. We are working out schedules, but it looks like as for us, we are Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and there is so much cool stuff on there. A lot of cool people doing amazing things. So,
Ooh, I got some on your phone. Sorry.
oh, you know what? It's
If you do happen to get this on your phone or your
Comes
friend,
off.
it comes off. It really does. It's
if you
just
get
paint.
it in your eyes, though, you will die.
It's definitely on my face. But
That's all
when
right.
is it not?
We've had paint on us before, and we will have paint on us again.
Yes, we will. So, this is a painting ever done? No. You can always keep going back in and adding more. You can obviously get a hairdryer or put it in the sun, let it dry, put more layers on it. It's up to you. It's your artwork. There's no final statement. There's no final answer.
Again,
Yeah.
for the splatter job.
The
That was
splattering is
awesome.
super fun. I just be careful with your clothes and your hair and your face and your friend next to you if you have a friend next to you. I'm not sure that you should, but yeah, you can add a little sunshine. I don't know. You can put a surfer in there.
Put someone getting barreled in there.
Variety is the spice of life.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe for the next one, I might add that, and then I'll show you how it looks.
Yeah, we're
Just the
gonna
guy
do.
just backdooring this section,
We're
like
gonna do
shwa.
some two-part paintings, maybe
Shwa.
three-part paintings too, coming in the next week or two. Which means like session number 1 on Monday we'll start the painting. Session number 2 on Wednesday we'll work on the painting, and by Friday session 3 we'll finish it. So it'll be a 3-stager. Not quite sure what we're painting yet, but I think that if you're signed up for the long haul, you'll be able to do it. And
If you guys did want to order, I think you posted this, but if they did want to order, say from Amazon or Michael's, and have some stuff
yeah,
to have on hand, you would recommend
I have a whole
4
list.
colors.
I have a whole list for you. If you want to just hit me up, I'll email it to you or text.
So let us know. Contact us through the
Yeah.
Paint Party USA, or I'm sorry, Paint Party USA page, or you can hit us up through Quarantine Network. I think there's a way to send us messages. We are on Instagram, so send us a message through Instagram also.
Yep.
There's a specific set of supplies that if you have those, you should be good for a while
I
on
mean, it's
paintings.
not specific. I've tried to pick
I mean,
out
it-
some pretty good deals.
Red, orange, or red, yellow.
You always want
blue,
the primaries.
and
I really discourage
and black.
people from buying paint that are colors that are mixed for you, like orange
Yeah,
and purple.
mix your own colors,
and green.
always.
No. They want you to make your own colors in the world, so
Yeah.
you can make all your colors from the 3 primaries, plus some white and black. So
Yeah.
more rewarding that way anyway. So if you have my number 2, text me, call me, I'll send you a list of supplies. Obviously shipping is a little bit longer.
Your number, baby?
If you don't have my number,
Yo, I don't know if you
hit
have
us
my
up
wife's
on our
number.
Facebook.
I don't. Just kidding.
Calm down,
She
sir.
passes that around for everyone.
So, are we getting a good view of it? It's pretty drippy stuff, so I'm apprehensive to hold it straight up, but it looks pretty good. And
Hit it with a hairdryer if you guys need to let it dry a little bit more.
yeah, the hairdryer is
These
a
things
trick.
work
It's
pretty
sunny
awesome.
today in San Diego, so you can just. I always leave it in the driveway for a minute, and it really bakes the sun really bakes the paint and dries it.
Except for you
Triple
gotta
the amount
watch
of
out
time.
for.
Half of the amount of time. Ooh, is that a squirrel? Gotta watch out.
All right,
sir.
I want to tell real
Gotta
quick.
watch
There's a
out for the
squirrel
squirrel
that lives across the street from us that chirps louder than
This is
any
true.
bird I've ever heard, and it sits on top of a fence, brazen, taunting anyone that wants to come try to take it. There's a red-tailed hawk in the neighborhood, and he doesn't care. I want to know if anyone else has dealt with a squirrel like this. Our cat seems to kind of like actually acknowledge its strength and power, which is remarkable.
We've deemed him the Squirrel King.
I call him King Squirrel just because, either
Well,
way.
I guess sure.
But maybe it's a girl. It could be.
I don't know.
The chirping though sounded like any kind, like
It's a mighty wind.
I've never heard anything like it. I'm gonna try to get video it. I'm gonna upload Squirrel King Squirrel to the Facebook page for Paint Party USA.
Pretty.
Again, we want to thank Calafino Tequila. They have been so
Yes,
awesome to
thank
us.
you so much.
They are offering free delivery in the greater San Diego area. There are restrictions to that. 25% off if you
Discounted
use.
free delivery.
if
Why
you
would
use-
you not get it?
You're a fool not to get it.
You're a fool.
You're a fool. Order.
Alex, we'll
use
send
it.
you one in Buffalo.
We'll find a way to get you some in Buffalo. I will actually just, whatever. I'll drive it out to you. Anyway, use the discount code PPUSA at checkout. You will get 25% off, free delivery in certain parts of San Diego, and they're an awesome product, and so we want to thank them. They've really helped us out a lot.
Yeah,
So,
thank you guys. We appreciate it.
Calafino Tequila has been awesome for the Quarantine Network and for everybody involved.
And for apparently you.
Well, if working
San
my
Diego
way
is
through.
disappearing.
So anyway, thank you to Calafino. Thank you to the Quarantine Network.
Thank you.
We want to thank anyone that has sent us a tip. That means so much to us. Let me try to find.
Guys,
Oh,
it's
hang on.
more
Wait.
than generous.
That
We
works.
really
That kind of
appreciate
works.
it. Sounds like
Cash
a light
register.
bell.
There we go.
Check.
So to all the out there, thank you guys. It meant so much. The some of them were like honestly a little bit like, are you serious? I couldn't believe it, and we really appreciate it. We know everybody out there is working hard, doing what it takes to survive.
Or hardly working.
We're hardly working. I mean, figuring it out. It's a crazy time. Most of us are hardly working. Thank you to the Quarantine Network for trying to provide some cool content for everybody.
Yeah, some
We got some
entertainment.
crazy stuff going on.
Entertainment.
We will be here for you. We're going to go live 3 days a week. We're going to let you know what's going on. We love chatting with you. We thank
And,
everybody that's talking to us
again-
right now. Thank everybody that's tuned in live.
Make sure you remember Wednesday. It's a big deal, and we have a special guest teaching us how to sew. So
Maybe.
I'll be
If
following along my best hand sewing, but
there's a
you're gonna be
protocol
able to
in the
make
bunker.
this. And all
So
you
anyway.
need is like an old T-shirt if you don't have any real fabric from like the store. So it'll be worth checking out.
That means a 1 minute warning.
Okay. Let's learn a theme song and dance out of here.
I'm just loving the sound effects. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Calafino Tequila. Calafino.com. Discount code PPUSA at checkout. Get 25% off free delivery in certain parts of San Diego County. Thank you to my lovely wife, Karissa, for
Thank you,
doing an
Devin.
awesome job as always. And
And,
should we toast
yeah.
this one out?
Sure.
Yeah. So real quick, let me cue up the song
Wake
so
up,
we can get
San
it
Diego.
super smooth. Wake up. Well, we don't want to tell you where the bunker is. Wake up, San Diego. It's in San Diego. We'll tell you
Where
it's
is San
somewhere in
Diego?
San Diego. We already kind of told you that.
Sunny
So
San
it's a-
Diego.
Wake up, San
Wake
Diego.
up, San Diego.
One day we're actually going to break them, and that's going to be hilarious. So thank you all very much for
We'll
being
use
here.
different mugs.
We'll see you Wednesday at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Paint Party USA.
We're out. We're out.
We're doing it live!